The iPhone 15 is finally here, but should you upgrade? This video will unpack everything you need to know about Apple's latest phone, breaking down changes compared to the iPhone 14, from camera and performance upgrades to the dynamic island to the USB-C charging from Lightning. We'll help decide if ditching your old iPhone is worthwhile or if you're better off keeping it. Stick around for the full iPhone 15 rundown and a sneak peek at the Pro models. When it comes to overall design, the iPhone 15 looks very similar to last year's iPhone 14 models. It retains the same dimensions as the iPhone 14, measuring 5.81 inches tall, 2.82 inches wide, and 0.31 inches thick. Even the 6.12-inch screen size of the standard iPhone 15 is shockingly unchanged from the iPhone 14. While the size is nearly identical, Apple did implement some design tweaks. The iPhone 15 features more contoured edges, ditching the flat sides for a smooth, curved frame. This gives it a more rounded feel in the hand compared to previous models. The iPhone 15 also comes in new color options: Midnight, Starlight, Blue, Purple, and Red. The notch at the top of the display is gone, replaced by the new dynamic island housing for the front-facing cameras and sensors. The dynamic island is one of the most obvious visual changes, resulting in a nearly all-screen front. In terms of weight, the iPhone 15 weighs 6.02 ounces, which is again only slightly heavier than the 5.97-ounce iPhone 14. Overall, the physical design changes are minor from previous models. One of the most significant changes with the iPhone 15 is the introduction of the dynamic island. This is the pill-shaped cutout at the top of the display housing the front-facing cameras and Face ID technology. Rather than a notch cutting into the screen, the dynamic island cleverly integrates these components into a dynamic software feature. The dynamic island morphs and changes to alert you about incoming notifications, calls, AirPods connections, timers, and other system activities. It seamlessly expands and collapses based on how you interact with your phone. When listening to music, the dynamic island may showcase the album art. During a phone call, it expands to display call controls. This insane feature aims to make the best use of the space required for the true depth camera and Face ID, turning it into an interactive part of the user experience. It's a completely new concept for the iPhone that replaces the static notch. Early reviews suggest the dynamic island is one of the most useful additions that integrates smoothly into iOS. The iPhone 15 display gets some nice improvements while keeping the same 6.1-inch size and resolution as the iPhone 14. It has brighter typical and peak brightness levels, coming in at up to 1000 nits typical brightness and 1600 nits peak brightness. For comparison, the iPhone 14 peaked at 1200 nits. The higher brightness makes the screen more visible in sunlight. Contrast ratio and HDR performance are also better, providing more vivid colors and deeper blacks. While the display is improved, Apple's Pro Motion technology with a 120Hz refresh rate and always-on display remain exclusive to the iPhone 15 Pro models. The iPhone 15 is powered by Apple's A16 Bionic chip, the same chip introduced in last year's iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max. The 6-core CPU and 5-core GPU deliver better all-around performance and power efficiency compared to the A15 chip in the iPhone 14 lineup. The 16-core neural engine handles machine learning tasks with up to 17 trillion operations per second, powering features like smart HDR photography. Overall, the A16 enables better app performance, graphics, AI, and always-on camera features. While not as cutting-edge as the A17 chip in the new Pros, the A16 still brings meaningful performance gains. The iPhone 15 introduces major upgrades to the rear camera system, headlined by a new 48-megapixels main camera. This quad-pixel sensor captures incredible levels of detail, especially when shooting in Apple's ProRAW format. The 48-megapixel sensor also enables a new 2x telephoto option, which is essentially a 12-megapixel crop of the middle portion of the sensor for full-resolution 2x optical zoom. The 48-megapixels main camera has a wider f1.6 aperture to let in more light, and is stabilized by sensor shift optical image stabilization for crisp, steady shots. Combined with Apple's image processing, the new main camera achieves even better night mode and portrait photos. Daylight photos also showcase sharper detail and more true-to-life colors. While the main camera is all new, the 12-megapixels ultra-wide camera seems unchanged from the iPhone 14. Around front, the selfie camera remains 12 megapixels like before. Overall, the iPhone 15's huge leap in main camera quality from 12MP to 48MP is the standout upgrade, bringing a serious boost in detail, zoom options, and low-light performance. The front camera and ultra-wide see just minor improvements from the image signal processor. The iPhone 15 matches the solid video recording capabilities of the iPhone 14, shooting 4K video up to 60 frames per second. A new action mode provides improved stabilization for smoother handheld videos. Apple's cinematic mode, which artificially blurs backgrounds, is now available in 4K resolution on the iPhone 15. Overall, video recording remains very capable, but not a huge leap over the last generation. Portrait mode sees a major revamp on the iPhone 15 models. Now, depth data is automatically captured whenever the camera detects a person or pet. There is no longer a need to specifically enable portrait mode. This auto-depth mapping leads to more accurate portraits with artfully blurred backgrounds. Subjects remain sharply focused, while backgrounds blur naturally. Users can still adjust the bokeh effect post-capture as well. Unfortunately, battery life remains unchanged compared to the iPhone 14 series. The standard iPhone 15 lasts up to 20 hours of video playback. The larger iPhone 15 Plus bumps endurance up to 26 hours of video playback on a single charge. For cellular, the iPhone 15 has an updated Snapdragon X70 modem providing access to 5G networks including both sub-6 GHz and mmWave, Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.3, NFC, and ultra-wideband provide additional wireless capabilities. The new second-generation UWB enables more precise spatial and location awareness. Emergency SOS via satellite allows contacting emergency services off-grid. Some other noteworthy iPhone 15 features include the switch to USB-C charging from Lightning, new crash detection that can automatically dial emergency services, the same durable water and dust resistance, ceramic shield front glass, MagSafe and key wireless charging support, and more. Overall, it retains most of the great core features people expect from iPhone. All in all, the new iPhone 15 gains notable improvements like the dynamic island and 48 megapixels camera while keeping a very familiar design and display. The A16 chip makes it faster than the iPhone 14, but otherwise, the two generations are quite alike. Unless you really value dynamic island, better portraits and pro RAW photos, or satellite connectivity, the iPhone 14 remains a great option as well. The iPhone 15 Pro models feature more significant changes like the new Pill Plus hole cutout display, a 17-chip, action button, and added telephoto lens. ProMotion and the always-on display also give the Pros a leg up. But the standard iPhone 15 models still offer a compelling blend of features for $200 less. The Pro does push the boundaries more this year though if you want Apple's absolute cutting-edge technology. And that wraps up this in-depth rundown on the new iPhone 15 lineup right here on BitBurst. Let me know in the comments. Are you planning to upgrade to the iPhone 15 or will you be holding on to your current iPhone a bit longer? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell to stay up to date on all the latest tech from Apple and others. Thanks for watching!